Welcome back. Today I'm going to share some tips to start with about homeopathic remedies that can be of substantial help when it comes to small everyday things that are peculiar to summer. But in the second part of this video, I will share some guidance when it comes to our illumination and the sun. So, to start with, I have to say that there are so many homeopathic remedies, and here I'm giving a non-exhaustive list of recommendations based on 12 years of practice and based also on my experience as a first aid prescriber on a homeopathic helpline for some time, but also someone who has worked with emergency relief situations in migrant camps and also during very specific operations like Nepal earthquake in 2015. So these moments, these acute moments of, natural disasters or natural acutes that can happen also throughout summer, they are really showing how homeopathy is of great help when it comes to first aid. And I have to say that often people who are very doubtful about vibrational medicines like homeopathy, it is through the acute of a, God forbid, asthma attack or panic attack or, an injury related to sport or simply an accident, and the immediate relief that they receive from the remedies or from themselves, thanks to the remedy, I should say, that these people become the greatest converts in a way. I've seen that over and over again. I'm doing these videos to really inform people for recommendations and always with a great honoring of homeopathy in my little heart. I feel extremely privileged to have been called by this medicinal system, and it's always a great joy to share some remedies that could help my fellow human beings, especially if you have children or pets, because they respond quickly and the way they spring back to play and joy after an injury or some pain of some sort. It's such a joy to see them come back to themselves so quickly, thanks to a little homeopathic help. I'll start with mosquitoes. And you know what? Before I speak about homeopathy, I want to tell you something about some people developing an app that's called Invert Tone. I think the founder is French, but he's also speaking in English and Spanish on his social medias. But some years back, I used their program called Mosquitone, and it tremendously helped. I was living on the island of Ibiza, and it was one of those summers with a lot of different mosquitoes, and they are brilliant at ruining dinner parties out on the porch. But I downloaded this app, and it protected people in the radius of 8 meters around my phone, and so I just had to share with you because this is a solution that helps. Now, this year I downloaded it for flies because we moved in a city and there are flies, and it's not working. But they still improving all their systems, and they very much rely on testimonials. So I've been telling them what's going on. Okay, so now let's go and dive into some homeopathic remedies that could help you make your life a bit easier this summer. The first one, as a mosquito repellent, is Staphylos aureus. Staphylos aureus will simply help you shift from the person who's attracting mosquitoes to the person who's not. So that's the first remedy on my list. And well, if you do indeed get a bite, which can happen from mosquitoes or from other insects in the summer, if it's kind of punctured, let's say a tick bite, I really recommend ledum. But also sometimes, mosquito bites or spider bites can really look like a little puncture. So that's when I really recommend ledum. If it's swollen and pinkish, go for apis. If it's inflamed and red, a bit more angry than just pink, go for belladonna, nightshade. By the way, apis is the poison from the bee. And if you have been bitten by a bee or a wasp in the past, it gets pink and it gets swollen. But then if it's a blister and it's itchy with that, you can take Rostox. Okay. You can also mix two remedies. So let's say that if it's punctured and it's also itchy, you can alternate ledum and Rostox for a day or something. Now, if you're swimming in the sea and you got, God forbid, a sting by a jellyfish, apis is a fantastic remedy. But if it's really red, again, go for belladonna. As well as, peeing on the sting does help very much. Ailments from sun exposure. Generally, you will respond well to sol. So that's just the frequency of the sun. That is not something that you're going to find in kits. It's a remedy you have to buy from pharmacists. If you're someone who generally gets headaches in the sun and therefore you're avoiding the sun because you're getting headaches and that's rather unpleasant, I really recommend going on a little course of natrum carbonicum. But if you're getting a headache because you've been too long in the sun or it's the beginning of summer, you're on the first 2 days of your holidays, you overdid it, you went for a long hike and got dehydrated, maybe sunburnt with that, then belladonna should help you, especially if there's throbbing with the headache and if there's redness in your eyes or on your face, some sort of redness. The element of heat, if you see what I mean. Now, there's also traveling. We travel more in the summer. People travel to summer holidays, and whether you're traveling by train, by plane, by I don't know why I just got it for someone here, that you might decide to do like the Camino de Santiago de Compostela. Whatever way you use to travel, but I'm talking about, engineer travel, like a car or train or a plane. There are really dozens of remedies, but from my humble experience, as I said before, I was also a prescriber on emergency line, and from my experience as a homeopath for the past 12 years, the remedy coccolus has helped so many people with seasickness, with train tiredness, with car sickness. Coccolus. But of course, if you're taking the Camino and you're going to walk So like the most perfectly organic travel, you're gonna need some arnica. Simply simple as that. So I wanted to say that these remedies, and I will stop there because I don't want to overcrowd this video with a lot of remedies and give you a headache. So these remedies, they are available in the 50 and 100 remedy kits that you can purchase through me. I don't make them. I've just decided to give them a platform. And these remedies are made from little sugar pills of organic sucrose. The kits are small, they're tidy, they're lightweight, they're neat, and they last for years. I want to say decades. I actually have some kits just here next to me that are over a decade. And they're really useful for both newcomers and also experienced users of homeopathy, providing that you just have a self-prescribing book at home. They will really change your life. And homeopathy takes your first aid box or bag to a whole new level, you know? By all means, if your child fell and get how do you say, a graze on the knee, you need to clean that wound and you need to put some plaster. But to give just one dose of arnica would really take it to a whole new level when it comes to perhaps, the tissues, the swelling, the bruising, but also, and very importantly, the emotional upset that comes when a child is playing around and hurt themselves. That's not nice. And it's part of life. But if you were to give just a dose of arnica and a hug, it would really make a difference to your child. Same with pets, and with yourself as well. So adding a kit to. So if you've been inspired towards a kit, just feel free to contact me at booking@syria.online or directly through my website, syria.online. It was my pleasure to share just a little capsule here about how to improve our summer experience with some homeopathic help. And perhaps I will do another video about the guidance part, as I feel really that preparation doesn't have to be stressful. I'm just trying to find out the best format to share a few things that I'm getting. And if in this video it was all about our 3D bodies and how to deal with that, you know me, I also want to add my contribution, my vision, what I feel serves the collective here to simply be at peace. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time.